Creepers! What's up, you crazy creeps? It's Clearski and I'm back. How the heck are you guys? I am doing excellent, but it's a little rainy and cold here in Portland today, and if you guys can see right here on my back, I got my trusty umbrella and my Columbia hood here just in case it does rain. Now, two things that I think of when I know, since I was born and raised in Portland, is a lot of people know Portland is famous for their rain and their donuts. That's right, rain and donuts. Two things that we have a lot of here in Portland. Hence what brings me back to Southeast Portland today to bring you guys something that I thought was incredibly awesome, and that is this right here. This is the Portland Donut House, built in 1967, and the nephew of one of the previous owners actually dubbed it the Portland UFO House as well. And if you guys can see, right around the ring here is basically like a full 360-degree circle. Not to mention right up on the rooftop here is a full circle, which it dubbed its name the Portland Donut House because it is 100% 360 all the way around. Like I said, built in 1967, the quote-unquote Portland Donut House, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a little shy of 16,000 square feet, was the home to the 4'11" English teacher Edwina Shackman, who taught just right down the street at Columbia Christian for many years, and in 1960 became a widow. Her husband died unfortunately in a car accident in Pendleton, but right after he died, she decided to design a kind of different style home. And if you guys can see right here, they did such an excellent job. Now, if you can imagine back in 1967, basically how futuristic this home is, and if you guys can see, like I said, it literally wraps all the way around like a big giant donut. So cool. Now, years later, after the home was sold and Edwina passed away, she sold it to a gentleman by the name of Hamilton McCall, who is the father-in-law to the owners of the famous Music Millennium record store here in Portland, Oregon. And he lived here for over 30 years. But if you guys can see, like I said, the house literally wraps all the way around, and not to mention the giant circle right in the middle. And basically just a giant donut. Now, if you guys can also see this little cobble shed type deal here was constructed later on, I believe in the late 80s or 90s. And if you guys can see, it's kind of like a Hobbit style little shed house thing here, connected right to the donut home. And the pieces and parts from this were gathered from a very, very famous restaurant called the Matterhorn, which was located just right down the street here on 82nd for many years. And the owner wanted to utilize some of the pieces and parts from the old location, which I really believe this little window here probably was one of the remnants from the old restaurant, which I thought was incredibly cool. Now, dude, for the respect for the owners, I'm not going to get any closer. I was going to try and angle the camera here over this little fence to show you that indeed it does go full circle. But how incredibly cool is that literally with so many donut shops here in Portland, there's an actual donut house that sits right here. And if you guys can see, some of these other homes are just like a basic style property with the garages, but if you guys can see, this house goes all the way around, full circle. And I can just imagine what the owners and the other residents thought when this was created back in the late 60s. So pretty cool to think that, you know, kind of futuristic style architecture was created. Now I believe the gentleman that created this was Henry Womack with Womack Architectural and Construction. But how cool is that, you guys, to think that maybe this place was inspired by UFOs or maybe like a landing pad here. But I've always considered it the donut house, and I actually did you guys one better and brought along some shots of the inside of the place here, which we're going to pull up now. And I want to show you guys a couple more pictures here of what the inside looks like. Now, if you guys can see here, without the glare, you can see the inside of the house, and right here would be that opening right up on top of the roof there, right up top here. If you guys can see here in the picture, it actually opens up as like maybe a skylight. But if you guys can see, even the couches are rounded. And here's a better picture of the opening there with the back sliders. And in fact, the house is full 360 degrees. Here's one of the bedrooms. If you guys can see, the roof there is rounded as well. But how cool is that? Oh, and here's the front picture of the cobbled little stone shed there that I said the owner, right after Edwina owned it, created as kind of like a little hobbit, maybe troll house. But that is so cool that this is existing right here in Southeast Portland. And I thought was really funny is one of the previous owners said that he loved the home, but he could never corner his wife because the house was so you know, rounded. So that's pretty funny to think that that holds truth. And I also brought along a little brain teaser, which I will also leave in the comment section. But if you guys want to see if you might be able to answer this, I brought along a little brain teaser here, and it says, if a donut shaped home has 2 doors to the outside and 3 doors to the inner courtyard, then it's possible to end up back at your starting place by walking through all 5 doors of the house without ever walking through the same door twice. So let me know what you guys think about that. And like I said, leave it in the comment section if you've ever heard some of the little brain teasers. I myself don't know how that would end. But I do know that we are so spoiled here in Portland with donuts. To just give you guys another little perspective on the house, I actually went as far as bringing along a donut here, if you guys can see, which would actually sit perfectly right on the roof there of the actual donut house itself. I stopped off at my local Walmart just to kind of give you guys a perspective of actually what the donut house would look like. Super funny to think that whoever created this maybe have had that influence, or who knows, maybe UFOs. But I wanted to just take this time to say thank you very much for creeping with me. If you guys haven't seen any of my other vlogs, you might want to go back out and check out some of those after this video. We visited many of weird, unique, odd homes in Portland over the last couple years. But I'm going to go ahead and enjoy my donut here, take a big bite of it right here in Portland's official donut house. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. That way I know you care. That way I know you like the video. You can do me one better. You can hit that little bell. That way when I creep to donut houses and other oddities of Portland, you guys will be the first to creep. But I thank you very much. And let me know what you think in the comment section. But until then, I'm going to enjoy my donut here. I'm in front of Portland's Donut House. I love you guys very much. Thanks as always for tuning in. And that's going to do it for this edition of Creeping with Clearski. I love you guys. Peace.